In a narrow alley, where light barely slipped between rusted rooftops and the air smelled of dust and old dreams, sat a cobbler named Karim. His workshop wasn't much, just a stool, a cracked wooden bench, and walls lined with worn-out souls waiting to live again. Karim couldn't read. He couldn't write. Not a single letter. But his hands, they carried a silent wisdom. Each stitch, each sole, each tap of his hammer was a message he sent to the world. I may be forgotten, but I am not useless. People often mocked him. You're too slow, old man, children would tease. What's the point of fixing shoes? Just buy new ones, others would scoff. And neighbors, sipping tea from their balconies, would whisper, he'll die in that corner, poor, alone. But Karim never responded. He smiled gently, dipped his needle, and kept working. One morning, a businessman walking past his stall tossed a torn desk calendar into the trash beside him. "This year is over," he said. Karim picked it up. It was foreign, boxes filled with scribbles he couldn't understand. But the pattern caught his eye. Rows, days, space to record, something, anything. He took the calendar home and began circling days with colored chalk. Red for busy days, blue for days he finished early, green for new customers. Without even knowing the word for it, Karim had invented a time-tracking system. Weeks passed. The changes were subtle at first. He found himself waking up before dawn, preparing his tools with care, timing his work. By measuring his time, he began respecting it. Shoes that once took 3 days to fix now took 1. Customers returned, amazed at the quality and speed. Word spread, and soon his alley-side bench had a line. Karim couldn't read motivational books, but he could listen, and listen he did. To talk shows on the radio, to customers sharing struggles, to children dreaming aloud. Each evening, he'd return home and mark his calendar, not with words, but with memories. A star for something learned, a dot for something done right. His calendar became his journal, his teacher, his mirror. As his system grew, so did his reputation. Local workers began visiting, not just for shoe repairs, but for advice. "How do you stay so focused?" they'd ask. Karim would smile, "Because I know where my minutes go. And when you know that, hours cannot slip away." Then came challenges, rent increases, a robbery where his savings were stolen, a brief illness. But Karim remained composed. His calendar had taught him not just how to plan, but how to prepare. He had small stashes of emergency money hidden in books. He had backup plans. He had time. Teenagers who once laughed at him now called him Ustad. They brought notebooks, sat cross-legged by his bench, and listened as he taught them how to track time using only boxes and colors. "You don't need fancy apps," he'd say. "You need attention. You need habit." One boy, named Arav, became especially close, curious, sharp, always asking questions. "Ustad, how can you stay so calm when others panic?" Karim replied. "Because panic is the enemy of time, and time, my boy, is the soil where everything grows or dies." Years passed. Karim's hands grew shaky, but his vision clearer. Though his fingers ached, he still stitched with love. He refused to retire. "When I stop working, I stop living," he'd say. Before he passed, he handed Arav a box. Inside was a handmade calendar, drawn on brown paper, with hand-marked symbols and a note. "Each circle you draw is a choice. Fill your days with purpose. Fill your time with meaning. And no one, not poverty, not ignorance, not fear, can take your legacy from you." Karim died with no degrees, no bank account, no online followers, but the entire neighborhood closed their shops the day he was buried. Hundreds came to honor a man who had nothing and yet gave everything: wisdom, structure, hope. Today, that boy Arav teaches time management in schools, carrying forward his Ustad's message that no matter who you are or what you lack, if you own your time, you own your future. And maybe that's the lesson we all need. You might not have connections, money, or education, but you have time. And time, when honored and tracked with care, can turn anyone, even an illiterate cobbler, into a legend. If this story moved you, don't let it fade.